I'm really glad that President Trump is considering a pardon for General Flynn. Of course, it throws my mind back to my own pardon a couple of years ago, a phone call from Trump to this house, in which he said, "Hey, Dinesh, I knew your case was BS from the beginning. Reading it only confirmed it. And so I'm going to be giving you a pardon in the morning." Unlike any other Republican, for Trump, this was not about consulting your aides or weighing the media reaction or pulling together a focus group. He knew that there was an injustice that had been perpetrated, and he was in a position to fix it. And so there you go. As I think back on my case, what's perhaps most infuriating for me is the way in which the judge was sort of in on it. And what I mean was the prosecutors, this is the Obama Justice Department, using a hitman, this Indian guy, Preet Bharara, I call him Indian head waiter. In any event, they prepared a deeply deceptive memo listing so-called comparable cases in which people did go to prison, except they changed the facts of those cases, removing all the incriminating differences. So in one case, a guy was a chronic repeat offender, did this multiple times, they removed that fact. In another case, the guy was trying to buy office. He was trying to get a benefit for himself, unlike my case. They removed that fact. In a third case, there was a vastly greater amount of money involved, not $20,000, but hundreds of thousands of dollars. They edited out that fact. In a fourth case, someone was trying to get a tax break. So in all these cases, what they did was they were sort of lying to the judge, but the creepy fact was that the judge, in this case, Judge Richard Berman of New York, was in on it. He knew about it. But he pretended to be this aw shucks guy. "Oh, Dinesh, your claim of selective prosecution is all hat and no cattle." So here's this New York guy pretending to be a cowboy. I mean, he wouldn't even know a cowboy boot if it kicked him in the ass. But the point was that he was aware of this deception, and he was okay with it. And the same is true in the Flynn case. Judge Emmett Sullivan, who actually called Flynn a traitor, using language even harsher than the prosecution. So the point isn't just that there was a hit job, but there was a hit job by the Justice Department in the full knowledge that the judge would be part of the hit. The judge would be the guy who pretends that there is no hit and covers it up. And now that the Justice Department wants to pull out, basically Sullivan has become judge and prosecutor both. He's carrying on the crusade. So these are the kind of vicious, crazy-ass people, not just in the prosecutorial wing, but in the judiciary. They're the judges themselves. Trump can't fix all this. In fact, he didn't control his own Justice Department for much of his first term. But he does have the power of the pardon, which is a power not just to forgive, but to undo, to correct, to restore to people their full rights. This has happened in my case, and it's fantastic. It's given me back my American dream. General Flynn needs his American dream back.